deep shower thoughts for today. I was working on identifying the parts of myself that I am still having a difficult time loving, as you do on your healing journey, trying to love all parts of you, integrate all of that stuff. Um, the three parts of myself that came up as of this shower, hence wet hair, all of that, were three of my four main archetypes. Actually, it was all four, but the inner child is something I've been working on. It is a work in progress. It's getting there. The other three, the victim, the saboteur, and the inner prostitute, all things that it's like, yeah, there are extremely negative connotations with all of those. Like, extremely, extremely negative. Yeah, just, so having a very, very difficult time wrapping my head around even just a first step to trying to start loving these parts of myself. And so sitting there thinking, okay, what words can I use? What verbiage can I use to help me start just a step down this path. And my brain, being the wonderful thing that it is, was just like, okay, we need to come up with some different words, different verbiage. I was like, okay, what? And immediately it was Maiden, Mother, Crone. I was like, no, those are three completely different archetypes. And they're like, really? Really? Take a second and think about it. Who, growing up, were you taught, and it plays out every day, is the most victimized person? The maidens, the damsels in distress. Most victimized person growing up, all the fairy tales, all the stories. Like, yes, we are getting better about that, and that archetype is starting to dissolve and become something different, which is amazing. But growing up in the 90s, all of them, Snow White, Cinderella, damsels in distress is needing to be saved by your Prince Charming. Meh. It's like, oh, okay, that makes sense in my brain. Next one, prostitute. It was like, mother. Who else will do anything for their kids, for their families, will bend over backwards, do the unthinkable to protect themselves, or not, to protect their families and their kids, and completely destroy themselves for their families, mothers. It's like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. And it took me a little while to figure out how Saboteur and Crone go together until I was like, what happens when a mom takes her kid over to grandma's house and is like, okay, kids need a nap at this time and no candy and not, you can't do all of this stuff. Who does it the fuck anyways? Because it brings joy to the kids. That grandma. And now I'm just like, well, I'm now, instead of victim, saboteur, prostitute, I am going to use, for my four main archetypes, child, maiden, mother, crone. I can get on board with that. I can integrate that a hell of a lot easier. And it resonates so much more. Like, yeah, as a woman, fuck yeah, those are my four main archetypes. Duh. Like, what the Anyways, I really hope that this will help someone else who's on their healing journey and having some trouble figuring out ways to start loving those parts of themselves.